Good evening, folks. This is Diamond from the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. On Monday, October 30th at 7:18 p.m. Mountain Time, what you're looking at is a seismic update in the Wyoming, Idaho area. Typical small earthquakes in the Soda Springs area. Small activity up in the Yellowstone area near the magma chamber. We're going to get to that. One of our subscribers asked me about Soda Springs, and they said this is new up there, the activity, and I said not really. So I'm going to describe the geology of the Soda Springs area, and which is the same as all of Nevada here. So this is basically a very similar geologic area I'm pointing out here. The Great Basin, all the way up into this section of Idaho and parts of Utah, are all Horst and Graben geology, which is a type of geology that we will talk about. But first, let's do a general seismic update. We just had a big earthquake pop off down here just moments ago, a 6.8 in New Caledonia. There is no tsunami warning. I checked. But this has to do with the fact that we're in solar quiet. It's very quiet, and these large quakes tend to pop off in those times right after geomagnetic activity. So right now there's a major earthquake. There are no tsunami warnings. And there was a large quake earlier today, a 5.7 in Peru of note. So we had a 5.7 in Peru of note, and just moments ago at 29.4 kilometers, we had a 6.8 in Tadine, New Caledonia. Let's go back to the Tsunami Center and see if, just make sure, let's just double check here. Now they're saying the earthquake is a magnitude 7.0, a depth of 9 miles. No tsunami warning, advisory, or threat. Okay, great. So pretty big quake just happening. Let's come back up into the U.S. and I want to show you some activity. We've been monitoring the New Madrid. If we go to 7 days, all magnitude in the U.S., in the New Madrid area here, you're going to see that we're continuing with similar uptick in activity. So we had 9 quakes when the activity started to uptick. And if you include the quakes here in the Appalachians, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 in the New Madrid area. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we still have some good activity in the New Madrid area. All the quakes are slight, so we're looking at a slow slip, which if this increases will be signs that there's going to be a major movement. Now let's go over to the Soda Springs area, and we're still on 7 days, all magnitude. These are all the frac quakes right here in the center of the craton, where they're destroying the subsurface water, completely contaminating it in a disgusting way. That's not a place for anyone to live or raise children. Sorry if you live there. So let's talk about Idaho geology. If you see 7 days all magnitude in Idaho, there's a cluster up in this area and a cluster down here of earthquakes. It has to do with the type of geology going on here. Up in here, you can see these blue stripes, and I'll blow this up. You see these blue stripes here up in this area, and down here there's the same blue kind of stripes, and in the valleys this is flat quaternary sediment. This is called basin and range, and it happens in Nevada. Here's a cross-section in Nevada where there's mountain ranges separated by flat valleys. This is called Horst and Graben environment, and this happens when there's some spreading in the craton, which is a pulling apart. The right side's going to the right, left side's going to the left, and this Horst and Graben can happen up and down. These fault blocks is what they're called. It can be because of magmatic activity in the subsurface, causing swelling where there's central blocks that drop down. It can be caused by spreading of the craton with active margins on both sides pulling it apart. Lots of different reasons this happens, but this is a good visual to get you situated on what's going on. If we do a cross-section through these blue stripes here or here, what would we be seeing is Horst and Graben? Something just like that. And the faulting happens when these Horsts and Grabens move. So they're typically not very violent. Now, if we go to the Idaho Geologic Survey, these are all the earthquakes in recorded history. I'll leave you links to all this so you can learn about Idaho geology. The largest quakes were up in this area of basin and range. So up in this area, Chalice is where the highest potential for larger quakes. So quake number 18 happened in 1983, I believe. Let's go down here. 1983, the Bora Peak, Custer County quake. 12.5 million in damage. But there's also quakes down here in Soda Springs, historically. Go back up to the map here, and we can see there's a lot of historical quakes, but none that large. They only get to magnitude 5, maybe magnitude 6 on the slight occasion. 1 magnitude 6 there, historically, down in Soda Springs. Number 14. Let's see when that took place. That is the 1975 Eastern Idaho quake. Damage was estimated at $1 million. 40% of the chimneys on old buildings were damaged. So that's the type of quake you're looking for. And there has been recent activity in the area. There were dozens in southeast Idaho in the Soda Springs area in September. And that's a good heads up on maybe a larger quake coming soon. And what they say in this article, I'll leave you links to it, is there is a 65% chance of a large quake coming in the next 50 years or something like that. There's a 63% chance in 50 years of a 6.0 in the Soda Springs area. I'll leave you links to this article, all you guys in the Soda Springs area that were asking. And that's your geologic update on the Soda Springs seismic activity, why it's pervasive. What could be happening is that the magma motion under Yellowstone movement there could be doing something like this in a larger scale. We're not quite certain. Most of this is speculation. You know, as a geologist, we just walk across the surface and we extend everything down using our minds. So it's a big heads up. We've had a large quake today, just moments ago before I started the video, which kind of inspired me. Let's go back down, get some of these quakes off of here so we can finish the video up here. And that large quake was in New Caledonia. Right here. Boom. 6.8. If we go to the Tsunami Warning Center, it's coming in at a magnitude 7.0. There was also a Peruvian quake today. So here's the magnitude 7.0 from the Tsunami Warning Center. And it's a heads up. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, do so now. Have any questions, leave it in the comments. Be safe.